Alright, welcome back to Rapture, everyone. This is Eraddicus with Uniquely Average Gamers. We're going to continue our descent here into Burial at Sea Episode 2 on 1999 mode. Let's see if we can't make a bit of progress.
I was in Paris. I was happy. And now I'm here dealing with this Atlas, this psychopath. What was I thinking?
I wasn't Paris any more than I am Booker.
Now I have to find this Suchong, and I don't even know who that is.
Not yet, but you know he's the key, don't you?
To what?
You're asking me. Elizabeth, I ain't even here.
Well, it's nice to have Booker still as a part of the story in some fashion here. Gonna take a minute to see if I remember all the buttons here. Yeah. Hopefully it'll be like riding a bike at some point. See here, anytime I see something shiny that looks like a way to move on with the actual objective, I kind of run from it and try to find something else or something I've missed. But go ahead and move on.
What are you? Huh? And how did you know exactly what to tell Atlas?
Let me ask you a question. You feeling like yourself, Elizabeth?
I feel strange and smaller. I can't see the doors. What's behind the doors? I can't see the future. I can't even see any tears. Oh my God. Stay away from me. Booker. No, please don't. I died here. I was killed by that. Stay away from me! But then, how am I here? How can I be dead in this world and yet... My finger. What am I? Huh? I don't understand.
If we're going to end up in the same place, dancing harmony and pride.
Are you being cute?
I've come round to your way of thinking.
Have you?
Yes. I do believe one can change things, but after all the bother, one often wishes that one had not.
You're a fatalist.
A physicist.
A fatalist.
So was Newton, especially when it came to apples falling from trees. They always contrived to land with a splat. She left the child to rot.
Are you implying she's the apple?
I'm implying that she did not fall far from the tree.
And now she wants to go back.
I need to go back. To fix what I broke.
Back to where she has no right to be.
Back to where she doesn't belong.
Doesn't belong. Wait, what do you mean?
Do you want to tell her brother, or shall I?
Because I died.
There are rules.
Even for one such as you.
She'll forget.
All the doors.
And what's behind all the doors?
All closed to her now.
She'll be just like the rest of us.
Forgetting the past.
The present.
The future.
I'd wager she won't even remember this conversation. We've arrived. You're trading omniscience and croissance for death and mildew.
I left Sally to rot. For what? So I could punish Comstock? He was trying to help her, to save her, and if I don't make that right...
We all have our crosses to bear.
But there is a thin line between a martyr and a fool.
The Lutesses warned me that if I came back here, I would collapse.
Collapse?
From a quantum superposition to just me.
Quantum what?
I've changed, Booker. No tears, no cosmic knowledge. Just a normal girl. With a normal pinky. Hate it. If I can't open tears, I'm never leaving here, am I? I'm never going back to Paris. You're just what? You're just the fragments of my memory telling me what my future holds?
You decided to come here, Elizabeth. You knew what that meant. Only option, as I see it, is to trust yourself. Find Su Chong.
Oh my god, that's a lot to think about already. It's probably for the best, though. I mean, if Elizabeth was a super being at this point, then it'd be kind of hard to play through the game, and she's not giving it away as we go, knowing what's behind every corner and every possible outcome to every fight she might encounter. At least this way, we have a purpose. Alright, now the hunt for collectibles begins. No trash can unturned.
I think I'm gonna have to use this air grabber. It's gonna be messy, I don't know.
Well, a blow to the back of his head will serve just as well. Be a hell of a lot quieter, too.
That's not what you would have done.
I'm not Booker. Just because your father did something one way, doesn't mean you have to.
Hear you gossiping about me.
Since I was just starting at this point, I had absolutely no understanding of how sensitive the enemies were to what you stepped on and your movements. I started playing this thing basically like Splinter Cell. I realize it probably also doesn't help that I punched a grate on my way through there.
You'll want to get the drop on him, and quiet. He can't hear what's only in your head.
Well, he's not getting up anytime soon.
And what with his head all attached to his body.
From here on, it's only gonna get worse.
And how much worse is up to you.
Children are clay, Bradburn. It's up to us to see they become heroes. Don't return to mud. Get them young enough. You can mold them for life.
So there I kind of accidentally figured out that I could use vents, but it's the one nice way to get around. You get to see where the little sisters live and move. For as much as I've been talking about how much I like to explore, I think by the end of the game I hadn't even explored most of the vents.
Most dangerous mental territory. Looking for a fight.
Now, let's get his lockpick.
Lockpicking can be easy with the right tools and know-how. Use
I
your
always loved how
lockpick
they
to
did
probe
this.
a pin. A neutral pin will open the door. A blue pin will open the door and knock free a noisemaker. A red pin will open the door, but also sound an alarm.
Simple enough. Just a 6-pin tumbler. But there's an alarm. That could come in handy, though.
So remember this point in the game when I've picked up my first health pack. And if you stick with me through all the parts later on, I'll tell you at what point I actually remembered that I was stockpiling health kits and could use them.
If I earn a nickel, isn't it my right to buy candy if I see fit? No, says Peter the parasite. You must only buy fruits and vegetables. If I can afford to see the doctor, is it my concern that others cannot? No, says the damned
I try to just keep kind of a mental map of just about everywhere I go here, so that when I come up to something, kind of like what I said last time, like when I come up to something that resembles progressing the objective or the quest at hand, if you will, I like to go back and make sure I've at least looked in every door, if there's anything to be seen. It looks like here, coming up on a group.
I'm here to tell you about Peter the parasite. If I bake a pie, isn't it?
Alright, so about now I'm feeling like this area is pretty sufficiently explored, minus didn't go the other way in the event, so of course gotta go back and check that. And there it goes. Pays off, kind of, in the form of feeding the addiction of this game, where you just pick everything up no matter what it is, almost completely disregarding the stats it gives you and just eating it because you don't want it to go to waste.
Sure you're ready to use that?
It's a crossbow. Looks like the bolt delivers some kind of sleep agent. Probably phencyclidine or sodium thiopental. They had all kinds of books in my tower. How do you think I always knew what ammo to toss you?
Knowing ain't the same as being ready.
Why don't you ask Comstock how ready I was?
Your father's blood runs in your veins, but it doesn't have to be on your hands.
And what
It's
does
up to
Brian
you.
Ryan warn us? Those who cannot
I
create
guess we have the answer to
will
that now.
always
She
steal
always
from
knew what to
those who
throw
do.
at you.
Where is your empathy, asks Peter the parasite while he kicks your pocket. Do you know this word? Empathy. You'll find it in the dictionary under L-I-E.
I have no idea how often they're going to
Everyone
be
wants a
giving you
piece of me.
ammo. Oh crap, been found. Yeah, I mean, no idea how often they're giving you ammo in this game. So I wanted to convince myself to be somewhat conservative with it, but at this point I also have no idea how easily I disturb them, so I'm also not willing to have my first death this early in the game.
Christ, better prep for my next meeting. What myself? Eraddicus. That ain't the answer. By himself. A man the right to feel like a man. No.
It's actually kind of hard sometimes to get a sense for where they are in relation to you, because they can sound pretty close, but they might actually be a few doors over, or a whole room over, or they could be literally right around the wall. This is kind of good to know for replay value. But anywhere there's a vent, or you'll actually come across plasmid at some point that is going to let you see, pretty soon actually I think, that's going to let you see things like vent entrances and the sky hook right there. All kinds of good stuff you can see with it when that's coming up.
See what a success that is? You see how all them fellas look at me? You keep your eye on them all. That's how you stay on top.
At this point, I was trying to look at the markers above the enemies' heads. They'll have these, they almost look like lightning bolts of some kind, but they give you a sense of how aware the enemy is of your position, and your movements, your noise, all that kind of stuff. And if you pay close enough attention, they'll change color. You saw earlier that when those few people saw me, they were red. That's pretty. If you've ever played, a Splinter Cell or like a Metal Gear, you get the sense of when you're being found out. But the meter actually fills slowly too. It'll also fall slowly, so worth keeping an eye on. Pretty comfortable that I've cleared this area enough to where I can go search around, see if there's something. Better eat it indiscriminately. Yeah, to a point where I felt like I could kind of run through that area.
Look, Suchong. That's the name you had me tell Atlas. Huh.
I don't follow.
Looks like this character Suchong has taken over the Silverfin restaurant. That's where the tear was that I used when I first came to Rapture looking for Comstock. Before this place was turned into a prison.
But the first time you came to Rapture was in 1960, with Booker, when you drowned Song.
Over a year from now. Yeah, that's right. When I could see all the doors, it all made sense, but now it's just a jumble.
Elizabeth, you're bleeding.
Now I know what it feels like. Alright, if we're gonna find Suchong, the Silverfin is the place to start. I know the way.
Alright, now I can go check this thing out.
Are you in the know? There has been a lot of idle talk from gadflies and naysayers.
On this playthrough, I still had the mindset of 1999 mode from Infinite, and I was going through trying to hit all the achievements at once, making it a very, very difficult playthrough for myself. But tried not to buy anything at any of the shops or vendors. Oh, better watch this one.
Are you in the know?
Human reproduction is vitally important to society, but there is no reason that the act of copulation cannot be pleasurable as well. Remember these tips. Sex is egotistical. Without self-esteem, those participating in coitus are revealed to be fraudulent, hypocritical animals. Ego is indispensable in the bedroom. Negotiate with your mate. Intercourse can be mutually beneficial to both parties. Set out expectations with your partner beforehand, outlining the services you will provide one another, and hold them to their side of the deal. Never forget, oral contracts and handshake deals are for starry-eyed gigolos. Always get it in writing. Your pleasure is your business. Remember, you come first. Nobody's going to keep an eye on your pleasure except you. Don't be left high and dry. Armed with this knowledge, go forth now and enjoy Sexual Congress the Rapture way.
Now you know.
Good old Rapture. Making sure you maintain a healthy underwater sex life in between hunting down little sisters for Adam and splicing up with plasmids.
I was here as well. Right after I came through, I needed something to wear that was a little more Rapture appropriate.
Dear Madam, I have received your letter regarding our new line of peeping Tom plasmids and wish to respond thusly. Tough luck. This is Rapture, miss. What my customers do with my product is their business. If you are feeling uncomfortable, you are more than welcome to line the walls of your home in lead.
Plasmid I was
if
talking
you
about.
wish, I could direct you to a reputable supplier.
Hey, there you are.
How many times have I asked Antonio for lockers with actual locks on them? I come back from lunch and the ensemble I just bought is gone. Stolen. But here's what takes the cake. The thief left an outfit in exchange. At first I was going to toss that thing, but then I fell in love with it. It's an old-timey number with a corset, no less. It ain't exactly today's fashion, but I'm a girl who can tell good craftsmanship when she sees it.
I feel like you never know what triggers what in this game, so like I said, I'm looking through everything before I pick this up.
Disappear from sight, see through walls, and sneak up on your foes.
I feel like this was, I mean, you could do this whole game with just this plasmid, and I'm pretty sure I just about do.
I could use this plasmid and see them through the walls, or if worst comes to worst, turn completely invisible and get the drop on them.
There are a few mods down the line in this game that just make this thing completely broken. It reduces the Eve cost to nothing. Actually, once you get it fully upgraded, just by picking up mods around the place, it costs nothing to use while you're standing still. And yeah, it's broken.
Hello?
We're
Where'd you go?
These guys are really, really sensitive to every single noise. I mean, I'm just walking on the carpet right now, and they're still hearing it like I'm sprinting, I think. I think at this point I can safely leave him behind. I feel like I've already explored this enough, so I can move on.
You don't have my permission to leave.
See, like, that to me sounded like he was so close that I had to stop and look. As though he had snuck up behind me now or something.
Criminal dealings? Ha! Fallacy and misdirection from those afraid to let the market take its natural course.
This is where I get to learn the hard way just how easily the enemies hear you when you're doing anything but crouch walking on carpet.
You have 1 second to show I've had it with this insolent behavior.
That only seems to be knocking them back.
Honestly, I decided to take the first death here. Didn't know if I was going to come back with less ammo.
A burial at sea, I suppose.
I was referring to the child.
Why ask questions you don't wish to hear the answer to?
You mean...
Enslavement, exploitation, extermination.
There must be some hope for her.
If it helps you to believe so, brother,
cut it off
I
here
shall
for
not
now.
be the one to disillusion you.
You know the drill. Stay tuned.